Hey guys, it's Merce. Welcome back to Harpies in the Trees, where I review horror books with a supernatural focus. So it's 8 more days until Halloween. I hope you guys have some awesome plans in store, whether you're staying home and just gonna read or watch movies, or you're gonna go out to a club and go dancing, or just take your kids out, whatever you plan on doing. I hope it's fun and spooky and safe.
Happy Halloween!
If you didn't catch the Haunted Halloween Advent Calendar Halloween special that I put together with some amazing collaborators, you should definitely check it out. I'll put it up here. It's a full hour of, it's kind of like a variety show of just like different types of stuff. No two videos are the same. There's all different types of stuff going on there. So I think it'll be really cool if you're looking to boost your Halloween mood, or you want to get more into the mood. Thank you so much to the people who came to the live premiere. We chatted and we talked while the videos were playing. It was very fun, very awesome. And also to all of the people who watched the video and enjoyed it and left comments, thank you so much. So I did mention that I wasn't feeling well like last week or so. I do have this like chronic back pain that's muscular, but it's really, really painful sometimes. Like I don't want to take painkillers like every single day. So sometimes it can really get to me. It really hurts when I'm sleeping, most especially. I do go to therapy for it, and I am taking, doing things for it. So it is slowly getting better, but I was just having a really bad week of that last week. And also my depression was just in full beast mode, so that wasn't helping. And I was also a little bit overwhelmed with everything that I needed to do, which is totally normal when you're working on a project. But when you're already feeling kind of like bad, it's kind of more difficult to manage. So I wanted to share that with you guys because I just kind of want to normalize this, humans being human. We all have our challenges. We all have things that are hard on us and make it difficult for us to do the things that we love to do. Taking care of yourself and making time for yourself is really, really important. And it does feel weird to do when you're not used to doing that. So it's definitely a process. I am feeling better, but it's just one of those things. It's gonna come and it's gonna go. And it's gonna be there for the rest of my life. So, it just comes down to managing it and being mindful and not feeling like you can't say, I don't feel good today, So thank you guys so much for always being understanding and supportive. It really takes some of the weight off of my shoulders, and it gives me that little bit of extra room to kind of just breathe a little bit, and it does make a big difference. So today I have a very small little book haul to share with you. I purchased these books from worldofbooks.com a couple of weeks ago, and they have all come in. I have these really big puffy sleeves, but because the background is so dark, you really can't see it, and it is a shame. There are a few books here that are a little bit out of my comfort zone in the sense of I don't think I would have picked them up on my own, but they were either recommended to me or, I've seen a lot of people talking about it, so my curiosity was piqued, and that's why I picked it up. I also buy all of my books used. So I buy my books from worldofbooks.com. Every so often they have a new copy that I can buy from them, but it's always a used book. So I can't always get the book that I want. I can't always find the author that I desire. So I do have to go in and kind of compromise, with what they have if I want to make a purchase. So sometimes I get an author, but I didn't get the book that was recommended, stuff like that. So, but anyway, I feel really good about what I picked out. I was very, very excited about it. So let's talk about it. So this first one is definitely way out of my comfort zone. You know me, you know that I like supernatural stuff, I like demons.
He's got demons? Cool.
Ghosts, that's really where I get comfy. Real cozy, just a real book sploot. But this one, All You Can Eat, by McKenzie, is from Deadite Press. I can't exactly remember who or what or why I decided to pick up McKenzie. It had to be that I saved something in Goodreads from someone who commented about it, but this one was available and I really liked the sound of it. It is about cannibalism, and it's also about all-you-can-eat Chinese buffets. Now, I am a lover of the Chinese buffet, okay? Like, I have gone to many of these restaurants and eaten way too much and have never regretted a single extra plate that I got. I just love it. It feels like I'm at Disneyland, you know? All of these options of plates and varieties of foods that you can get, I love it. So this to me sounded like it could be potentially pretty funny or interesting because I will know exactly what these customers are going through because the customers in this book become hooked on this specific Chinese buffet. Like, they can't leave. They are just engorging themselves on the food. It's so good, it's so addicting. And then the food runs out and the customers turn to cannibalism. I don't know if they're turning to eat each other or because, you know, they're full of, you know, Chinese buffet, maybe that would make sense, or if they're going after just other human beings. I'm not sure. I did read that it was funny somewhere. And also there's an inscription in the book here. And if you know Wrath James White, then you know, like, probably where this book is probably gonna go, because White is a very well-known extreme horror author. He wrote a book called Resurrection, which has been very popular, or at least going in the rounds lately of BookTube, and people just reading it and being shocked and everything else. And I've been trying to get my hands on it, but it just hasn't been available on World of Books. So anyway, this says, for Wrath James White, this wouldn't have been possible without your help. Thanks for all the guidance and for kicking my ass. So I think this is gonna be gruesome. It's gonna be gross. I'm kind of really into it, and it's really short. So short and sweet for me for content like this. I think it's gonna be the soft serve at the end of the buffet. You know, did you guys ever get the soft serve at the end? Because I did. And did you get the swirl? Yes, I did. All right, this next one needs no introduction. You know all about it. Everybody knows about it. It is a classic, and it is The Exorcist. And when I tried to buy this the first time, I accidentally bought the DVD. So now I have it on DVD, even though I don't own a DVD player, but whatever. So I was really excited to actually get the book, and I didn't get the wrong one, but also this is the 40th anniversary print. And you're probably wondering, why is that important? It's noteworthy because Blatty decided to do a little bit of editing. And you know, he fixed some flow issues, he worked on some of the dialogue, and he didn't really change much, but he did add a whole new 6 pages, which features a whole entire new character. So that sounds really cool. I'm hoping it's a demon. Who knows? Since I haven't read the previous version, I guess I won't really know, but I'll still be on the lookout for it. I'm really intrigued because when I saw the film, I thought it was pretty scary, but when I saw the director's cut, I thought it was even scarier because it was just, there were things that they left in there that were just more horrifying. And I see why they didn't add them in there, because it was probably too disturbing for audiences of the 1970s. So I wonder how dark, how raw, how far does it go? I'm very intrigued. It's a classic. It came out in the 70s, and if you don't know, it's about this young girl who becomes possessed by a demon, and her mother calls a priest to perform an exorcism, and it all goes downhill. I'm probably the last horror booktuber who hasn't read this yet, so I'm ready to get my street cred.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Okay, this next book is, so I've heard some people say they love it and some don't like it. I know Jordaline Reed told me she didn't like this book at all. But the reason why I got it was because it's kind of brought to me this vibe of a little bit of Event Horizon. And it's The Luminous Dead by Caitlin Starling. So the story is about a woman named Geyer who lies her way onto an expedition. And she mainly does this because it's a really big paycheck. It's a lot of money. Like, she'll make a ton of money if she goes to this alien world and does some mining in these caves. So she gets herself on this expedition, she shows up, and there's no team. It's just one other woman. And how can you have an expedition like this in like a foreign planet and not have a team of people, you know? That doesn't sound right. Anyway, this woman, M, that she's working with is extremely sketchy and controlling, but also the caves themselves are really spooky and claustrophobic, and she never feels like she's alone. So I wonder if it's gonna be more about the breaking down of maybe reality, or, you know, just their minds themselves, how they're perceiving things. Is there something on the planet that's causing that or whatever? Or is it this cat and mouse game that's gonna happen between M and Geyer? I'm not sure. I mean, are there things in the tunnels? More cats. And I'm really curious as to see like how I will feel about this in the end, I guess. It also has this map. I love maps in books. Okay, this next book you're definitely going to recognize the author because you know it's one of my favorite authors. It's Adam Nevill's Banquet of the Damned. Whenever I do a little book haul, I try to pick up a Nevill book that I don't have. And actually, really fun fact, Adam Nevill sent me his new book, The Cunning Folk, so I'm gonna be reading that and reviewing that ASAP. I just recently did a book versus film. If you want to check it out for No One Gets Out Alive, I'll put it up here where I kind of compare the book and the film. This is a pretty early piece of work. It's 2004. And this is about a town, like a university town, and it seems to be cursed because all of the young people are having these night terrors. And not only are they having night terrors, they're also disappearing. There's two characters in here that are kind of like an unlikely duo. One is a professor and one is like not an out-of-work musician, but kind of like an aimless one, you know, where like his time has come and gone, I guess. And they're going to pair together to figure out what's happening in this town. So it sounds pretty cool. It does mention a cult, so definitely going to be a cult there. So it being Adam Nevill, I know it's going to be supernatural, so that there are going to be, you know, some specters or something going on in here. I've never read this author before, but they've been recommended to me, you know, more than once. This wasn't the book that was recommended to me, but I couldn't find the other one, which I can't remember which one it was, but this still sounded pretty cool. And I think somebody in the comments said that this was kind of a head scratcher, but it sounds interesting. So this story is about a young boy who moves with his family to a new house. And after they've already moved in at some point, this kid starts hearing noises coming from the basement. It's always the basement, right? So he goes down to the basement and then he sees these like little wet footprints that lead out to this lake where there's some kind of floating staircase. The father learns some information about the house, and this triggers an event or a memory that the dad has been kind of repressing for a very long time, and he starts to become kind of obsessed with this. So I don't know if it's gonna be like psychological, you know, where like maybe the dad he has these repressed memories and they're sort of manifesting in these different ways, or it's gonna be something spookier than that. So I'm hoping that it's spooky, but we'll see. The last book that I have is The 11th Floor by Shani Stuthers. I love this cover. It's like a beautiful hotel with this red carpet and these repeating lights. It just has that shining feeling, that spooky feeling. And what's really cool is in the introduction to this book, Stuthers says that she actually stayed at a hotel that this book is based on and had ghostly, supernatural experiences there, and she's applied them to the story. So that makes it really fun. True or not, it doesn't matter. It makes it really, really fun. This story is about a woman who's lost her parents, and she's like on this spiritual and emotional and physical journey because she's actually traveling to places where her parents like spent important events of their lives. So she's going to this hotel where they had spent their honeymoon, and she's just gonna kind of like reconnect with them in that way. But then she ends up actually connecting with a whole slew of people who crossed over to the other side. So it sounds really fun. My hope always for books that are based in hotels is that each room has its own story and its own ghost. You know, I like that modular type of, I don't know, like type of situation, type of ghost storage, I guess you could say, because I'm greedy. Like I want to hear all of the stories, you know, and the mysteries and everything. So it sounds like to me like the main character is kind of grieving and probably reflecting on, you know, death and loss in itself. And then she goes to this hotel where there are ghosts who also must face their grief and their loss of death. So I'm looking forward to that. So that was my mini book haul. I am still reading my other TBR, which is the Scary Locations TBR at the moment. So I am going to be finishing those up and reading Cunning Folk, and then, you know, what I don't know exactly when I can get to these books, but
if only I was like a Hydra or something, you know, I could be reading like 3, 4, 5, 6 books at a time.
But unfortunately, I'm just a mere human, and I have to take it one book at a time. If you like this video, please like and comment below. Tell me your thoughts. Have you read these books? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Is there a book that you really want me to get? Let me know. And if I can find it on worldsofbook.com, I will pick it up next time. Other than that, please take care of yourselves, look out for each other, and I will talk to you next time.